Hello, hello. I'm trying to get my mic to cooperate. So let me know if you can hear me. I'll move it a little closer. I'm hoping it's okay. And hopefully there's no echo or anything. Let me turn the gain up. Maybe that will help. It's okay. Let me know if this is okay. I'll be facing this way towards the desk, so yeah. You can hear? Yeah, headphones are glitching. No, it's probably me. Also, I'm hoping my internet is a little better today. I reset the router right before stream, and then I turned off all Wi-Fi on every device except my computer. So my phone, I have you guys on my chat on my phone, which is just using my signal. So this is like the most I can do to make it better. Um, but yeah, hello everyone, welcome. I just streamed yesterday. You'd think that everything would go smoothly. But yeah, Sketches and I streamed yesterday, and we were having so many glitches and trouble right before we started, and then we like jumped on stream, and it was like barely working. So I'm lucky it's even working at all right now. But yeah, I am gonna be doing a little stream today, some painting and unboxing showing you guys the travel brushes. And I have my timer here because in half an hour, the brushes are going to launch live on the website. So it's kind of like a countdown. Look how cute this thing is. I think it's for little kids, but I love it. I'll have that there. It's going to scare me, I'm sure. And along the way, if you want to paint with me, I'll put my references up on the screen as soon as we start painting. And then, yeah, we'll just hang out a little bit, have a chill Sunday. So if you're having, maybe someone in chat let people know to like refresh their stream if they can't hear me because I don't like it seems to be working for most people. How's everyone doing? It's very cold and wet here as usual. And if you don't know what I'm talking about regarding the stream yesterday, you can go back and find the live stream replay on my channel. And I think it was about 2 hours, and we were just hanging out, painting waterfalls. It was really fun. Oop, I almost just spilled my water. I painted these yesterday, and Sketches and I both painted the same thing, same reference photo, but our results were super different, which is always really, really fun to see. So if you want to go watch that, that's up there. So shall we unbox the box? Shall we take a peek? I believe. Oh yes, there they are. Hello, Craftalmo. I was about to say I think Craftalmo is going to be in chat at some point, and I know it's very late for you, Craftalmo. So thank you for being here. You've got volume at full blast. I know. I don't know how else to turn it up. Honestly, I can move my mic a little closer, but otherwise it's going to hit me in the face. So we'll just have to. I wish there was a way I could get that better, but in my new place, I will hopefully figure that out. Okay. I'm just catching up on chat. Drum roll. And also, I made a command for the chat that's if you want to get the web page ready if you're going to purchase them. This is the link. And then, but it goes live at 4 p.m. So we're just under a half an hour. So welcome everyone. Okay, let's unbox the box. I already took the protective coating off on the outside. But it's a similar, or it's the same size I think to last time. And it's a very, robust box as usual. I always love Craftama boxes. And we chose a coastal scene because I was using the brushes while I painted a lot of coasts when I was, out testing them in the summer when it was warm and wonderful. And so when you open it up, as usual, there's stuff printed on the inside, some fun lamination on the logos. These boxes are really good for like holding art and other supplies. I have a few of them in my office and I always put stuff in them. So after you get your brushes, you can keep using them. You get the giant art card, which matches the box, and some information on the back, which is a really good thing to check out. If you buy any of the brushes, they have a thing that shows you how to take care of them. You definitely want that. And we have the lovely brushes here. I just love this. So cute. So it comes with a little carrying pouch, and I think this one might be slightly bigger than the last time. Let's see. So they fit my favorite markers, which is really exciting, lengthwise, and plenty of other things. Will they fit the long pencil with the cap? Yes, they will. That's cool. And obviously brushes and paints and palettes and all sorts of things. So that's fun. I usually just use like this size bag to organize things inside my bigger bags. It's kind of helpful for that. And then we have the brushes. So let's take a look. These are what they look like folded up, obviously. And the big difference this time is that the handles are nickel free because that was like a big request. And I didn't realize how many people had nickel allergies. So hopefully that sorts that out for those of you who have that. And I already have a set opened on my desk, so I'll show you those. But this is how they come. And this time I think we have even better grip, like when they're closed. Like they close really tightly and open, so you have to give it a good pull. And as you like with all my travel brushes, I think they're similar colors, except we did add these are the same color as my normal brushes, I meant, but we added this to differentiate them from the last set, so that's kind of fun. I like the color scheme. So I'll put this aside. And I was going to show you. So you can take out the foam insert and then you can store artwork in these boxes because they're really, really robust boxes. Or you can put other supplies in there. And this is what they look like. So I will get them wet so I can show you the shape. The handles have the name and the number, though I wouldn't really bother much with the numbers because it's helpful within the set, but you can't really compare it to other sets, I should say. So we have a big filbert, which is one of my favorite shapes and styles lately. I have a few different sizes in my other set. Like this is one of the bigger ones in my other set, and I love the shape. It's just nice for like a slightly softer edge when I'm painting. So I use it a lot for like skies or just washes. Then I'll go down to the rounds. So there's 3 rounds. three sizes, which kind of covers all the bases. Big one, obviously, for the bigger stuff, but then these are really nice detail ones and they have nice fine points. So I love using this one for like my final little details with my white gouache, or like all the little stuff that I need a steady hand for. Number 12, number 8, and number 6 within this set. Then we have the flats, or actually we have one rigger. And I think this is the main difference to last time. I don't remember if we had I think we changed it so that this one is maybe slightly longer, or there was one minor little change, but I love the shape and the size that we have now. So this is for like the ultra fine details, grasses, like when you're doing sailboats, all those fine lines, or anything you need that's really tiny. The flats. So these are the flats, and my favorite thing about them, and they're very similar. I think this one's exactly the same. Yeah. By the way, I painted that. This is one of mine in my other set, but I painted it because I accidentally left it in water and the paint came loose on the handle. So anyway, but it's the same size as the 1/4 inch. So if you like that one, obviously you'd like it in the travel brush. And they're really long and really flexible as usual. That's what I like to use for gouache. And then we have the bigger one, which is a little bit longer. And I love this one also for like my first layer because I can get a lot of paint and a lot of water down really quick. And then we have the shorty. This one is flat, but it's a little bit shorter and the hairs are slightly stiffer. So this one is really good for like scrubbing in, getting dry brush effects, just like maybe slightly more control, but still a flat brush. And obviously I'm going to use these while we paint today so you can see them in action. But you can also go back and watch my recent 20-day painting challenge videos, and I used these in a lot of those videos, so you can see them in action in those videos up close and personal. And that's the set. So if anyone has any questions along the way, let me know. Are they the 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch flats? The 1/8 inch is a little smaller than this one. This is the 1/4 inch, I believe, and then a slightly bigger flat. I don't know if I have an equivalent of this one in my main set, but I am loving it because I have never found another travel brush with this length or like the softness in a flat size. So it kind of like rounds out my travel brush set, my travel brush range, I suppose. And I always say like, oh, this one's my favorite, or no, this one's my favorite. And I switch between them constantly. And sometimes I'll use one of them for an entire painting. Other times I'll use all of them in a painting. So, yeah. You're waiting, you're going to watch before you head out. Yeah. So I am excited for that. We're going to launch in like 15 minutes. If you, when it gets closer, we'll put the link in chat again. But otherwise, I think we should paint and hang out. So if you want to paint with me, I'm going to have my references on screen. And also, if you have any questions specifically about, buying them or anything like that, Craftamo is in the chat, and they are really good at answering questions. So you can tag their name or tag one of us. Also, we have a special 5% discount code just for the stream today. So if you type in the command for brushes, it will show you the code that you can use. So definitely take advantage of that. Thank you for that, Craftamo. Very exciting. Okay, so want to paint? I mean, we're just going to hang out, paint, Have a good Sunday. And really quick before I start painting, I'll like do a little demo of each brush so you can see. This is it's actually looking really good for using it for 20 days straight. And I even used it a little before that. So this held up really well. I just have to spray it when I open it because a couple of the colors are like slightly dry. Oops. So yeah, I'll show you guys the... Oops. I don't want to like make a lot of noises with it. I keep banging the desk with stuff. Can I fill in? We'll just use this left side. Okay. So, actually I'll put you there. You can still see it a little bit. We've got, what do we want to start? Start with the skinny one. Make sure we can see that. So please someone warn me before that goes off. Let's just use a dark color so we can see it. So again, the rigger is just a super fine rigger. So that gives you the fine detail. You can press down and get like a bit of thickness, but otherwise really light. Oh my gosh, my hand is so wobbly. See if I can get it. That's as skinny as I can get, and it's just, look how wobbly it is. If I sit and try, that's so hard to get a straight line. But yeah, it's pretty much what I expect from a rigger. And then let's go from small to big on the round size. So this one you can also get very fine and then press and get a nice thick and then sweep. I always struggle with like when I'm doing these types of like thin to thick to thin because my hand wobbles by the end of it. So it's like not very smooth looking at the end. You can get teeny tiny little hairlines with this one or thick. I like this this shape of brush for doing like foliage and stuff because it's kind of naturally the shape of a leaf. Little leaves. Then we have the next size up, which is going to be more of the same, just bigger. So this one holds a fair bit of water because it's a little bit longer as well. So this one I wanted to be short so you get like ultimate control with it, but that means it doesn't hold quite as much water or paint. So you do have to reload a little bit more often. But this one, you have a bit more space in there to hold the paint. So you can get big juicy marks. Ooh, let's see. Teeny tiny. My little lines are always so wobbly. And if you don't put quite so much water in it, you can get like a little bit more of a fine point like that. Then we have the bigger one, which is the same as my usual set. Type ! brushes in the chat and you can get the link to the page as well as the discount code, which is only active during the stream. Okay, so the big one. That was not a good steady mark. Good thing my life does not depend on it. It's so hard to get that smooth action. Man, this makes me have a lot of respect for calligraphers. Looking at looking at Sarah's test lines and seeing ripples on water. Hey. I know it's wobbly, but come on. But yeah, actually, you're right. So if you press really hard, you can get a super wide. And I like that for like bigger masses of foliage. Um, and if you let it dry out, obviously, you can also get a little bit more of like a dry brush scrub effect really easily, which is awesome for the surface of water or coastlines, waves, rocks, all sorts of things. So this one is probably one of my most used brushes because of the the versatility of it. Really, like the size makes it much more versatile. And I really do fluctuate between round and flat styles a lot with both watercolor and gouache. Um, I don't know. It's just a personal preference, I guess. Like in the moment, I decide what I'm hoping for. And again, it's all personal to each of us because we each use mediums in different ways. This is the Filbert. So I love this one for so many different things. Grasses. I really like it for clouds because I find I'm able to just get a slightly softer edge, especially um, if I let it dry out slightly and I'm using dry brush, I can just kind of softly layer that fluffy effect. So it's really good for all sorts of textures, actually. Um, and it's not too thick, so it doesn't like overflow with water. You can still get a good amount of control with it, but it is soft and long because then you can layer and you won't pick up the underlayer gouache quite so much. Hey, sketches! I was mentioning our stream earlier. Okay, so next we have the bigger flat, the long flat, which is gonna be pretty similar to the filbert, but I like flats because um, I can use it for like chunky marks, which is definitely a thing I love doing, especially for, well, it's great for architecture, but I love it for rocks as well. You can also turn it to the side and get a very fine mark. So you can use this one for a lot of stuff. I use this single brush a lot for like a whole painting. Maybe I'll switch to a smaller one when I do the final details. But it's just that versatile. And I also like to spread the hairs out. Maybe dry it slightly and then spread the hairs out. And then you can get like really scratchy marks really easily. Um, and you can also get longer if you turn it to the side. So yeah, it's just a super versatile brush, size and shape. And again, because it's that long, soft hair, it flexes, and so you can get really gentle pressure when you layer over the undercolors. And then we have the size down. So this one is a little bit shorter, a little bit, which in turn makes it slightly stiffer, but it's still really soft, so you can still layer. This is probably my favorite one when I'm layering a lot of dry brush, especially for trees, like the bark on a tree, when I want really rough textures. So I just love how it's kind of nimble. It's like a little bit smaller, a little easier to manage. So I love this one for dry brush. It's probably my most used size out of my main set as well. And then we have the Shorty, which again is a little shorter, a little stiffer, and you can still get the chunky, fun marks, but it just springs back into place really quick. So maybe if I'm, drawing slightly, doing like my drawing thing with the gouache, or I just need really precise small marks. But of course, you can also do the usual dry brush thing, turn it to the side and get thin marks. The flats are just great for so many things. I don't know. They all have unique uses and just shine in their own ways. So definitely love switching it up sometimes. If I want to do a big wet wash, I would use one of the bigger brushes, like maybe the big round. So you can still um, use them to do really fun, flowy watercolor effects. So I often dilute gouache and just let things spread and flow and bleed and kind of have fun on the page. Just get that fun, flowy effect. So with just a small brush like this, you can fill a big space really quick. Pretty much all I do is like dip it in the water. Well, usually I'll dip it in the water, then touch it onto my palette, but right now I don't have my mixing tray. So yeah, if you kind of like roll it in your paint when the paint's really, really wet, it just soaks it all up. So I think I will set this all aside now and attempt not to drip it everywhere. And does anyone, I'm sure Craftamo's been, yeah, I can see Craftamo's been answering the question. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm gonna paint some tree stuff maybe, just kind of have fun and scribble a little bit. This is definitely gonna take a minute to dry, so I'm gonna move this. Two minutes left. This is definitely gonna go off soon. This might be slightly behind. I don't know. I'll bump it forward a little. Let's hope the website stays active during the live, since there might be a lot of traffic suddenly. But if that happens, just be patient. It'll be fine. Also, that would mean that it just has a lot of excitement. So thank you all. Need some. Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to show you this. So again, this is the little travel pouch that comes with the brushes. And this is my portable painter, which is the thing I use the most outside probably. So you can fit that inside. Obviously, when the brushes are closed, they barely take up any space. So any amount of those would fit in there. Plus, you can do water, a tube of white, and there's still like a lot of room in there. So I like to do like a gouache bag. I like to do a watercolor bag and have little bags inside my big bag just to keep things organized. And the oh wait, whoa. Oh, I lost track of my timer for a second. This is gonna go off, so I'm gonna actually put it away from my microphone so it doesn't like make anyone's ears bleed. I think it chimes like 10 times or something. Five minutes left. Are you gonna be ordering before? Well, on my clock it says it says right now is 4 p.m. So it should be now-ish that they're live. I will wait for someone in chat to confirm that because maybe my clock is slightly off. So I will, yeah. And also, let me put again, use my discount code Sarah5. Um, oops, brushes. Go everyone. Oh, I guess it's live. So, yeah, I guess you can go order them. Hold tight. Yeah, it's always a bit crazy, huh? Oh, there's my timer. I'm really glad I moved that behind me. Otherwise, it would have scared me and probably you guys too. Yeah, so if you're on the ordering page, maybe refresh it so that it tells you it's so you can actually order them. I don't know, you probably have to refresh it for it to show that. Good luck everyone. And may the odds ever be in your favor. Is it be ever in your favor or ever be in your favor? I haven't watched those in a long time. So let's just paint a little bit. Who wants to paint with me? Or who is going to be sketching or doing something creative alongside me? I figured we'd hang out, do something creative this Sunday. Wow, that was fast. You guys already did it? Wow. Well, it's happening. It's go time. Actually, let's do this. Let's put these here. Then I have my little selection ready to go. I think I was laughing at myself because one time, I think when I launched my like big set of brushes, I did a live stream launch and I think I used one brush for the majority of the painting. And someone in chat was like, haha, selling a whole brush set but only using one brush. I'm like, I know. But I do that when I'm streaming. I get so distracted and I kind of zone out. Like yesterday when I was streaming with Sketches and Scrubs, most of the time I would just be chatting and whatever. I would look down at my page like 20 minutes later. I'm like, whoa, how did that happen? Where did this waterfall come from? It's always so funny. You kind of black out a little bit when you stream. 70 sales in 2 minutes? Holy cow. Your website is holding strong. That's good. You must have a really good server. Thank you all so much. And by the way, your support means so much to me because we are moving and it is expensive and it is stressful and it is also the holidays. So, doubly stressful. So, I really, really appreciate everybody's support in any way. Okay, so I should probably draw the tree first. I don't really know if I want to do a single tree or like a tree with a background. Maybe I'll just start with a single tree. Yeah, double and triple check your address. Make it easy on the postal service. And again, use my code Sarah5 to get the stream special discount. And yeah, the chat, someone will put the link in the chat. Brush it, exclamation point brushes, and it'll pop up. So this tree up on the right here is in a forest kind of closer, not really close to the west coast, but it's more west coast Scotland, and it's like an ancient forest. There's so many big old crazy cool trees, and I just love the personality. And we were there right at sunset, so the light was kind of intense, and I always stuck in my mind this photo is probably from 2018 maybe, and I think I may have painted it once or twice, but it's just always stuck in my head. So I thought it would be kind of fun to do that today. Maybe be a little weird with color. I don't know. We'll see. Because this is the kind of thing I love doing when I'm outside going for a hike, going for a walk, I usually take like my set of travel brushes, my portable painter or my smaller portable painter, and a fountain pen or some kind of pen, and I will just scribble little tree shapes and then do really drippy, flowy stuff on top. It's one of my most, it's my happy place, I think. Being in a forest, splashing paint around. It would be fun if I could do a stream outside. That would that would be the dream. Maybe someday when I have a better signal, or I don't know. It's kind of rare in Scotland. You at 11:01. Oh my gosh. You bought a second set. Oh, you guys are awesome. Well, I hope whoever's wanting them gets a set, and if they're for gifts, that's cool. But definitely, once you get the brushes, if you end up taking them outside or painting with them, tag me if you're like posting online, because I always love to see them out in the wild. It's so cool. People tag me in their adventures using like the bigger brushes or the gouache subscription boxes, and it just makes me so happy seeing the thing actually in use. I guess with this tree, you kind of just have to go crazy with the branches. Like, it's got so many twists and crazy stuff going on, so I might as well. And the shadows, actually, that's the shadows on this one are really gonna make it really good. And also, I know some people have been asking lately. This is the little Kaweco, or was it? Is it Kaweco Sport? The teeny one, and opens up. I love this pen, and I have another one that's metal. So I have this one is kind of like my, well, it has orange ink in it, so that's fun, but it's not quite as robust as the metal one. So I take the metal one outside with me, but it's just so cute and little and perfect and fits in everything. Imagine that. Actually, let's look. Let's compare sizes. That is amazing. Oh, you could actually take, you could just take this and a tiny little palette and a tiny sketchbook, and everything would fit in your pocket. That would be a really good way to do like a quick hike. Oh, thank you all so much. This also, the ink in here is waterproof. It's what is it? Sketch ink, and the name of the ink I think is Carmen. I got so many questions about this during my 20-day painting challenge. And it looks yellow when you, I don't know, at first glance, or like, especially if, I think did I dilute it once? Yeah, if you get the page wet and then draw on it, it's yellow. And someone was like, I've never seen a waterproof yellow ink, which I'm sure they exist. But I like this one because it's just like a sunny orange. If this is a yearly thing, you'll buy them every year. Well, if we ever do another set, we would probably change something up, like make some unique styles, some brush styles, you know, because that would be fun to like have a variety. Okay, so my strategy for this tree, I think I'm gonna do a layer, like a base. Do I want to do my shadows and then touch in my highlights? Yeah, maybe that would be fun. But I want to do really dark, really dark shadows. Let's go with Prussian blue. And quinacridone magenta, a deep purple, maybe burnt sienna. Ooh. Maybe I'll do two versions of it with two different color schemes. So again, this is the big round brush. So what I'm doing with it is I'm loading it up with the paint and the water, pressing hard, and then as I sweep to the left, I lift it so it gets a slight dry brush edge. And that gives me that really rough texture. Also, when I paint trees, I'm practically like barely holding my brush so that I get really random marks. It's one of my ways for making sure I don't get anything, that nothing looks too stiff. I love this color I mixed. I didn't even like really expect it to look like much, but actually it's diluting into a really lovely purple. Now for fun, let's do a yellow ochre with a mix of a tiny bit of rose. Actually, no, I lied. Let's do some turquoise and some of that orange. Some of it will bleed, some of it won't. And then maybe a touch of the brighter yellow just on the highlight side. And then I may have to do a background over here to make this lighter edge pop, because right now it's not quite popping. Maybe the next one I'll do like a pink, and I'll just do a weird color scheme for the next one. That would be fun. And I'll use a flat brush. So yeah, we'll let that dry, let it bleed and like get weird. Maybe if I slightly tilt it up, the colors will run a little bit. Actually, yeah, let's do that. And then I'll just get the edge a little bit wet again so it bleeds downwards. I mean, what's the fun in using watercolor if I don't let it do its thing? Be weird and spontaneous. Ooh, I actually really like that edge that's happening there. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. Sorry, I got like zoned in. Let me catch up with chat. Reason there isn't a wider flat brush. Yeah, I think it's because this was the limit we had with the cases, so we couldn't make the brush wider than the case. Maybe it's something we could look into in the future, because that would be kind of fun. But for like my purposes, I would never really be painting bigger than this page when I'm outside. So I don't really reach for like a huge brush, but yeah, I mean, it could be fun someday. Hint, hint, Craftamo. I think for the next one, I will use I'll use the shorty and the long flat. Or no, maybe just the long flat. No, both. Oh, actually, this is something I've been doing more lately, is trying to remember to write down my color combinations. So in this one I used, oh gosh, what did I say? Prussian. Quin magenta, burnt sienna in the shadows. And then I did turquoise. Oh no, what else? Oh, ochre. and a hint of rose. Barely. So that's just in case. Sometimes I look back through my sketchbooks and I'm like, what is that exact color? It's so cool. And then I just have to kind of guess and find it. I know it's a little hard to see when it's wet because the light kind of glares, but I'll definitely, anything I do today, I'll take a photo and share it on Discord or over on Instagram stories so you guys can see, because it's always better like when you see a proper photo of it. Oh, actually, I'm going to use the rigger brush and I'm going to get a couple tiny wispy branches coming off because that's just what has to happen. Okay? Okay. Let's see. Next, I'm going to do a weird color scheme. Maybe basically the same shape. This sketchbook is the Hanamulla 100% cotton large square. It's one of my favorite mixed media, I guess I would call it. It handles watercolor really well. I mean, obviously you can see, here I'll try to show you. That's dry now. I did this yesterday on stream. It's gouache, but I used it like watercolor. So you can see that it actually shows off the granulation really nicely. I like that. Same with this one, this page. And then I know I have some actual layered gouache in here somewhere. You guys probably saw this one on stream. So that's just like thick gouache layered on thick gouache. And it's a smoother cotton paper than like my Arches or my other ones that I've tried. But it still has some texture. So in the background, I diluted the gouache and you can kind of see it shows a bit of that granulation. But then if you want to, you can layer up gouache and it's just easy to work on. The texture of the paper doesn't really interfere. So it's a really versatile, fun paper. Plus, because it's a little bit smoother, I can do ink without too much of a struggle. Like sometimes a fountain pen will struggle on really textured paper. So yeah. Definitely recommend this sketchbook for all sorts of stuff. I'm not affiliated with them, but I wish I was because I use them so much. What was I doing? Oh, I was going to sketch it again. The size 2 flat was swapped for the rigger. Yeah, that's right. I remember we had another teeny flat, but I was like, it's almost the shape of a rigger. We might as well just make it a rigger brush. So we added that. This guy. Yeah. Let's see. One more tree. Same tree. It's less textured. No, I would say it's slightly more textured than any of the Stillman and Burns I've tried, but barely. And it handles watercolor much better in my opinion. But then again, I know that there's some artists who swear by Stillman and Burn for watercolor. I just personally, I don't know. I love the Stillman and Burn for gouache and ink, but I reach elsewhere for watercolor, I should say. But it's honestly like barely. It does have a little texture, but barely, and it just feels like the paint and the water sinks into this paper a little bit nicer. So I really like it for doing just all sorts of stuff. Even just a single tone, just big washes. It handles that really nicely. Hey, Heiko. Again, as a reminder, I'm sure that they've been putting it in chat, but we have the brushes on sale and there's a little stream discount. Um, Thank you all who have been ordering today. It's very, very exciting. And I know the crazy thing is, y'all are up early. Like, usually I stream later, 2 hours from now. And even that's early for people. So, like, a lot of my audience isn't even awake yet. So, you guys are getting in first. You're guaranteeing your brushes. And like in the coming weeks, if we have any left, I'll definitely be sending out promotion, like emails or whatever, messages. So don't know how long they'll last, but you are definitely doing the right thing if you needed to have them today. And if you're elsewhere in the world, then that's even easier for you. Because it's not super early. Your rotting carcass out of bed after 3 hours of sleep. Oh. You would even say that, say, for pencil, it's not ideal for. Are you talking about the Stillman and Burn? I personally love the Nova. This is the one we're talking about. This is the oops, the Golden Child, and I really like it for ink, for gouache. I love how gouache looks on this paper. It seriously pops off, makes it just look more vibrant. Pencil, yeah, I don't know. I don't really love pencil on it, but I haven't done a ton of it. I usually just do ink, and yeah, it handles marker pretty well. Like that's marker, and it doesn't. Oh, that's oops. I don't want to dip this in the wet paint. The back side of it, actually, this is marker too. Yeah, you can't see through that. So I don't know. I haven't tested like all the markers on it, but for my water-based markers, the Tombos that I use all the time, it's fine. Where was I? So flat. Let's go flat. Let's see, what colors do we want this time? How about some earthy with pops of pink? So maybe burnt umber, quinacridone magenta, maybe a little bit of ultramarine. So this is going to be like a burgundy or something. Ooh, this is going to be weird. Okay, whatever, we're just going to go for it. So again, this is the flat brush. And what I'm doing is, again, I'm pressing hard and then picking it up to get a thinner line. And as the brush continues to dry out, it will start to turn into more of a dry brush texture. So again, I love this one for just quick studies. Oh no, I made that branch too light. Oh well, it's going to be a different painting then. For quick studies, for more loose gestural stuff, let's do ochre and rose, because this is a really nice pop of color. Ooh, it's like neon. Let's lighten that a little. No, we need a bit of contrast, so let's do turquoise again. Ooh. This is getting weird. I'm using cool colors for my highlight side. I may dip into a deeper color going into the shadows because it's drying a really light. So see how I'm using it a bit more like stylized, like I call it chunky, chunky brush strokes. It's just a thing I love doing, especially when I'm being really loose and gestural. I love that look, stylized look. Ooh, okay, let's do quinacridone magenta and a bit more ultramarine, but still keep it kind of pink, and touch that into the deeper shadow areas and let it bleed. Let's see how that goes. Okay, definitely gonna need to watch how that it dries way lighter than you expect. Yeah, this side it would help if I had a dark background against the light edge on these. Okay, let's. Oh, again, I got zoned out. I'll check chat in just 1 second. I just need to add the little spindly branches, which are so fun with the rigger. So when I use the rigger, I like press, but then I just let it bounce around the paper, and it kind of if you press and twist and move your hand, kind of like jerk it around a little bit, it does what it wants to, and it gives me the most organic, natural brush branch shapes that I can't do if I try. If I try to do it, they just end up so stiff, and yeah, I just can't make it look as natural. So let's see, what did they miss in chat? Um, Yes, I do have other things, other types of brushes for sale on the Craftama website. If you want to add it to your cart, just go to if you go to the menu and then click artist collaborations and then click my name. Actually, I have a link for that too. You can see what I have. And also just the brushes page for today. Yeah, I used waterproof ink in my little fountain pen. It's all right. Fine. I'll just get the bottle because everyone's always asking. This is the ink once and for all. Ooh, I was right. I've been telling everyone the name of the color is Carmen, but I was kind of guessing. Yay, I did it. So it's actually really orange in the bottle, but when I draw with it, it's much lighter and much nicer than this color. And if you dilute it, it's a really lovely sunshine yellow. I'm really liking this color, and it's waterproof, so that's even better. I have a few different colors for them from them, so but that's definitely one I've been using more. Hoping to have them by Christmas. I think, yeah, if you order soon, they should be sent out right away. So hopefully that gives you a good chance. I don't know about you guys, where you live. Oops, almost dropped my sketchbook. But here we're experiencing quite a lot of shipping issues, I would say. Delays, just troubles. I don't know what else to call it. It's just troubles. And like even our postie has told us, they're way behind with sorting already. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to get so much worse closer to Christmas. So I did my shopping early. I sent everything early that I'm going to send. So hopefully I'm okay. But yeah, it's just a struggle for them, I guess, this time of year. Oh, so now that this is dry, I just wanted to show you, because I was talking about how the reason these are long and flexible and soft is because that it makes it really in my opinion, easier to layer gouache, especially for my style. Like I use a lot of dry brush and my paint is sometimes quite thin, so I can't like be layering on a color and digging at it because that will lift the color underneath. Um so the let's get a color that will show up. Maybe ochre. So I try not to get the brush too wet. And I just go with very gentle, light texture or light pressure. Um, and I just try not to brush it too much. And I'm holding it very much parallel to the paper, just really light, um, as light pressure as I can. And I just let it kind of dust across the surface. It's really hard to do at this angle, but you kind of get the idea. And I do like 3 or 4 or 5 colors that way. And that way, when you like back up and look at things and you see all that layered dry brush, the colors sort of combine on the paper, which is really fun, just like visually. They sort of dance together visually rather than blending it per se. But when I want to blend, I usually use these ones because especially the Shorty. I really like blending with the Shorty because that one, it's a little stiffer. It gives me a little bit more control, and I actually like kind of scrub. So you can actually what color would work for this? Yellow. Let's do yellow because then we'll get green. So if I want to blend, and if I want to make green after the fact, I will get my brush wet and I will sort of scrub them together. And I just get a little bit more control with this short, stiff handle. You can kind of see we made green. Pretty easy to do with gouache because gouache reactivates so nicely. Hard to see when it's glaring. Sorry about that. You bought the brushes. Oh, yay. Very exciting. Hello, Betty. Welcome. Off to bed. Okay, I completely understand. You go get your rest. You need it. And good luck with your move. Oh, I know the feeling. Sheila, I'm using gouache today, but I am diluting it quite a lot, so I know it looks kind of watercolory. And I'm using sorry, that was probably loud. I'm using my palette with the 12 colors. This is all Shinhan gouache just because I have a lot of it, and it's holding up really nicely, actually. I use this every day during my 20-day painting challenge, too. Hey, Sonia. Yeah. This edge dried a little bit hard, didn't it? Got some cauliflower going on there. Except a few favorites from Schminke. Not in this one. I have, in my portable painter, I have a variety of brands. This one I think is just Shinhan. So I think I was actually doing that to test it specifically because I hadn't used a bigger palette like this with it. I just realized I'm getting a lot of color in my rose. And yeah, it's holding up really nicely. The only reason I discovered Shinhan gouache, I think, was because of my gouache subscription boxes, and now I absolutely love it. It's what I use the most now, I would say. I still love Winsor Newton as well, but Shinhan is very affordable where I live, and like it just never lets me down. So yeah, it's working well in this palette for sure. He prays you go no buy daily. I did get a few messages from people or saw comments especially yesterday saying they're gonna do no buy after they buy the brushes, which was kind of funny. Um, and I appreciate it. Aw, well, I'm glad you got your set. Very excited for you all. So let's see. Do I want to do a background on the... I could just have a background carryover. Maybe a green. Let's just see. Oh, I love that color. So pretty. Go over the differences with the first set and this set. So the main difference is where is it? The first set had a really tiny flat, which was very similar to a rigger, and I think I used it as a rigger brush. Now we actually have, that one was replaced with an actual rigger, which is more or less a very long, fine point. So really good for like details and stuff. That's what this very, very skinny line is. And the big difference is that these are nickel-free handles because apparently that's an allergy for people. So hopefully that helps for those of you who have that. And I believe most of the rest is similar. We changed the color. We changed the actual handle. I mean, we also changed we have a different pouch and box design. So very similar to the first set with a few changes. Oops. And I have my first editions in one of my bags, which is watercolor, and now I'm using this one in my gouache bag. I mean, they both work for both, but I just like having two sets so that I never, ever, ever forget my brushes. Okay, I can't decide. I was just thinking I would add like a dark background here, but I'm like, just move on. I may do a little mini, actually, yeah, let's do a little study here of like the forest with the light coming through. I'll tape it off too, because I've been using just my bigger ones, but let's use the smaller ones. How's that? Change it up a little. Maria, you have to buy the sets in the US for the Shinhan. Oh, for some reason I thought Blick maybe had individual, but I must have read that wrong. I have to, when I use this tape on this paper, I have to like stick it to my shirt to get it like less sticky, but then it gets covered in cat hair. So not ideal, but then it doesn't tear my paper. Oh, you did. You did buy them individually. Cool. So there you go. Maybe that's new. I don't know. I remember for the longest time they didn't have them. So glad they do now. Oops. Okay. This is going to be a teeny study. Oops. Bumped my light. let's use the shorty and the tiny round. I may reach for another one, but those should get us, may use the rigger as well, but that should get us through. And thank you all so much who have been ordering. This is always exciting doing these launch parties. And as a reminder, we do have some gouache subscription boxes left, and those have been so much fun seeing everyone use them this year. It's a really good way to learn gouache because you get all the gouache shipped to you along with the tutorial and everything you need, the paper. So you can basically just open it and start painting. And I walk you through the whole thing, the whole painting from start to finish each month. Okay. I'll put this over here so you can see my mixing if you want. Let's see. Do a little scribble. I've painted this scene like maybe a dozen times over the years. Actually, don't really need to draw it because it's pretty simple. But let's see, I want to start with a glowy background. Do use your airtight storage box. I don't know that brand name, but I do use I have two airtight palette boxes. This is the one I mostly use in the studio, and then I have another smaller one that has like the tray on the lid and the water dish that comes with it. I use that one outside mostly. Actually, I have that in my closet somewhere. I probably should check it because it's been maybe a month since I've seen it. Yikes. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully there's nothing growing in it. That's the problem with the airtight boxes is if you leave them for too long, you can have some growies. Let's see. We want bright, warm light in the background. This is actually a size I like doing. I like filling a whole page with like little studies. So when I'm outside, I have a few different sketchbooks I like using, but this is definitely a good thumbnail size. So that's another reason I like this brush, because it's kind of perfect for this size. Especially if I'm doing trees or something like that. Like this width is often the width of my tree, so that makes it even easier. Gonna have a glow in the middle there. Maybe a little bit of pink. Ooh, that's a lot of pink. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see how that goes. See how that dries. You never know on these smaller sizes. Or I never know. Sometimes they need a bit more. I need more of a punchy effect than I think. That feels pretty glowy to me so far. I'll have to let it dry though, so that I can. Sometimes it dries so desaturated. Strawberry lemonade? Yes. So one thing that is good for the shorty is if you keep it clean, get it clean, and it's a little bit damp, I can sweep it over the gouache and it sort of picks it up, but not quite. And I like this for like the sun rays streaks. It's just, I mean, the paper does have to be able to handle it. Some papers aren't so great with that, but just having a clean damp brush and then sweeping it and using those long marks, and then I clean it off or get it wet again. Just really subtle though. I don't want too many of those. All right. Is anyone else painting, sketching, knitting, scuba diving? I don't think I'm going to need much green in this one. Maybe just a hint of like earthy, yellowy green for the background leaves. But I think they'll be really light. Oh, I could zoom in a little maybe. Hey, Woosie. My tester page is looking a little full. It's okay. Yeah, that'll do. So when I'm doing foliage with the flat one, what I like to do is kind of press it and then flick or twist it. And I usually have it go like I start in the center and move outwards. So I can just get like those really fine leafy marks. Obviously, it depends what shapes you're going for, if you're doing pine or other types of leaves, but it's just a nice, quick way to do it. Like if you press and pull, you get kind of a sweeping mark, and that's really good for lots of different types of foliage. Knitting, quilting, baking, all at once? Oh no, your dog unraveled it? Oh. I have to keep my knitting in my office so Akira doesn't chew it. And when I'm actually doing the knitting, I have to be diligent, make sure he doesn't get a hold of it. Usually he goes off and kind of does his own thing, but if I get up and go somewhere, I'm like, no, I don't trust you, so I hide it under a blanket or something. Do I still use the Yugo Pochade Box Plein Air? Yes, I do. I love it. It's the main box that I use outside. It kind of depends how far I'm walking or hiking or how much time I have. Because sometimes if I'm in a rush or only have a short time, I'll just have a sketchbook on my laptop. But I prefer to have a Pochade box because then it's like all my stuff it's hands free. It's so stable. It's just a really nice way of working. Yeah, love that thing. And I took it to both my Spain workshop and my France workshop, and it worked really well for that. I could use it for demos, I could use it when we went out. It's late in Singapore, yeah. Well, are you going to bed soon? Yay, Debbie! I totally understand if you are in a time zone that's very late, if you need to head to bed. Tomorrow's a work day. I guess I don't want to fill it too much with a lot of this, maybe just a little. I need some trees, don't I? I have leaves, just leaves so far. The medium, is that must be the next size up. I think mine's considered the small version. Yay, JC. Thank you all so much for that, for your support, for your excitement. Very fun. Please do tag me if you go out and paint with them, even if you're inside and you paint with them. I love seeing it. I paint with them inside all the time. They're just convenient. Especially if I'm in another room, I'll just like take my plein air kit and can work from the couch. Oh, I'm afraid to sleep track myself. I don't know if I want to know how bad it is because I know I constantly wake up throughout the night and I don't know what to do about it. So, I don't really want to know. Okay, I think I need to get these main trees in before I can really see the rest of the values correctly. So I'm going to get some thicker. Let's go with a deep purple for now. Oh, the paper is still wet. See that? So this is dry. This paper appears dry. This is wet. So it gets like a nice solid mark versus a dry brush mark. It's always cool to see. But it needs to be solid. I'm going to use my little round for the edges because I like how rough it can get. I like the edges of my trees to be a little bit jagged. But I just remembered I need the center where the sun is to be a flare, kind of. Oop, I just painted my light. Definitely need that to dry a little bit. Planning another art retreat. I have 2 art retreats in the autumn next year that are sold out. The following year, I have, which aren't open for like joining yet, but they will be. So 2027, I will have probably two, maybe three. So one of them will be in Italy, one of them will be in the US. Yes, finally. And one is hopefully going to be in Scotland. So, but next year I'm going to Provence in autumn, 2 workshops back to back. It's going to be so much fun and exhausting, but awesome. I can't give away too much yet about the 2027 plans, but I will for sure with plenty of notice. Yeah, I know. I will announce more, like, hopefully spring this year, next year. I gotta finalize a couple things first. Okay, that will need, once that's dry, that will need another layer. Yay, exciting! I'll probably need to use the rigger brush for some of the teeny branches. I'm like getting all zoned in. So if I think I mentioned this yesterday, but I will need to do a little video announcement soon here on YouTube. Little life update because lots of things are happening behind the scenes. Biggest one is we are moving before Christmas. If I had a choice, it wouldn't be that way, but as in timing. But it's very, very exciting because we finally bought a house. But I'm gonna do a whole video about it and like moving my studio and setting up the new one, which is gonna take a while, but yeah. Oh, I'm so happy. No, we're not moving to the States. We're in Scotland still, in an even better area. I'm so excited. But the timing is insane. Like, just the way that it happened with closing, we need to move before Christmas. But I'm visiting the States, I said, in 2027. Yeah, and hopefully there will be a workshop involved. 99% sure there will be, but I will announce all that eventually. Thank you. I was keeping it secret until we got our keys. Um, and then like as we started moving, I was just like overwhelmed. And plus the timing of the holidays and everything. So yeah, I'm not meaning to keep it like ultra secret at the moment. It's just I haven't had time to film an announcement video or anything. Like literally after the paint along next weekend, I am disassembling everything in this room and I like won't have a physical like studio or office or anything for probably till the new year because I won't be able to unpack and set it up in that time because of the holidays. So it's kind of weird to know I have 1 week left in this room. Moving is the worst, I have to say. But it's all for the best. It's like a good thing. It's just I just wish it was done. 218. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much. You early birds. That's awesome. So, if anyone has any advice for staying sane during a move, especially around the holidays, please send it my way. I have only so much energy, so I'll like be packing and I'll be working on stuff. And I also am doing all of my January Patreon stuff ahead of time, so I don't have to worry about internet or anything. But if I'm not doing those things, I'm just comatose on the couch, like knitting or petting the cat. That's how I'm trying to recover each night. Yeah, but even that is. I'm still not sure how it's gonna go. Let's have a little fun with this little guy. I'm using the little tiny round. I think it's just fun to use for quick little foliage marks and branches. Oh, thank you. Thank you all. I really appreciate that. It's hectic, but it's good. As anyone who has moved or bought a house knows, it's a huge roller coaster of emotions and stress. But it will be awesome. Your mom thanked you with food. Oh, food is a good idea. Hire movers. We are not hiring movers. We have a friend who let us borrow their big van, and Wolfie and his friend are doing the majority of the moving, and I'm doing the majority of the packing because I'm basically a control freak and I want all the boxes to be organized and labeled with every single thing that's in them. So when they're all stacked up at the new place, I know exactly where to look for things. And I know Wolfie would literally just throw everything into one giant box if he could. So yeah, I'm like, okay, I pack, you move, let's do this. And yes, I know it would be less stressful to hire movers, but we can't afford to. Food, though, I do think I need to focus on that. I need to like meal prep and plan ahead a little bit better because I keep like running out of energy and then I'm like, oh, I guess I'll just eat a bag of cookies or whatever, just anything, a block of cheese. Okay, I haven't eaten a block of cheese yet. I'm not that desperate, but I totally would. But yeah, it's good. The Wolfie is actually currently at the new house, us doing some floor sanding, trying to get some of the floors ready. But yeah, most of our big stuff we're moving next week, and then we'll move the rest a little bit after that with the cats. We're just keeping one room kind of stable until the last minute. Then we will move the cats because we want it to be, we want the at least one room in the new place to be fully set up and normal for them. So when they get in, they have like a safe, comfortable, familiar thing. But it's still going to be so stressful for them. I'm like, that's my biggest worry. But they'll end up loving it because this place is ginormous compared to where we live now. And that means they get to run and play and just have a blast. And I'm going to install a plethora of things on the wall to make an obstacle course for Akira because he loves climbing. So does Floki, actually. But like, have you ever seen those? They're, I don't know what they're called. It's basically an obstacle course on the wall that cats run all over and climb and jump and do all sorts of crazy stuff on. And you can easily do it DIY. You don't have to buy anything for it as long as you design it well and install it well. And I am so excited for Akira to have that. A catio. Actually, we can do a catio there. So there's a conservatory that's all like a big glass room basically, and it's right by the garden. So Akira can sit in there and watch birds, and I can put plants in there, or probably not actually, but I can have like stuff out there. I can work out there. It's, yeah. I can't wait to show you guys. But it'll be a little while before I'm able to because, again, moving, holidays, craziness. I, yeah, I will just record as much as I possibly can, and then once we're settled in, I will try to do some editing and start sharing it. But I can't like force it. I can't stress myself out about that. And as a reminder, there's a link in chat for today's brush sale, or, the launching of the brushes, and it has my discount code. Craft Amo is also in chat answering questions. And thank you, everyone who has been hanging out. We've been online for an hour and a half now. So I'll probably go for like another half hour and then head out, probably make some dinner. I really appreciate everyone hanging out with me. It's definitely an earlier stream time for me, but yeah. It just means that a lot of people will wake up to the brushes being live. Will you still have a studio room? I will. I'll have a studio, a greenhouse, a big garage. We'll have so much more than we have now because now we live in a teeny tiny little capsule of a place. But yeah, we waited and we hunted for so long to find our perfect place. So it's finally happening. What's for dinner? Good question. Depends how healthy I want to be. I'll probably make sweet potato soup with a spinach salad on the side and maybe like a tiny, tiny side helping of French fries. Mostly because I saw them in the freezer. Now I can't stop thinking about them. But I love sweet potatoes of all kinds, and I love sweet potato soup because it's so easy and yummy. Actually, you know what? I've never even tried putting spinach in soup. I wonder if that's a thing. Like, can I just put it in there and kind of get it out of the way as this? Not that I hate it, but it's just I'm kind of sick of salad. I don't have sticky toffee pudding. Yes, so if you've the discount code is only active during my stream today. So if you want to get that, you got to do it now or before I end. You put kale in your soup. Oh, it holds the soup. What does that even mean? It's delicious. Okay. I've actually never had sweet potato pie. It kind of sounds interesting. Is it like creamy inside? Creamy inside? Co-op is around the corner. That's true, but that involves like going outside, being dressed out in the world. Not that I'm not dressed right now, but like, yeah, I have to put on winter clothing and do that whole thing. Right now I'm using the smallest round brush and I just love how pointy it is. Yeah, I use it for all the teeny tiny fine details. But it means I have to be like close to my painting because it's so teeny. Sweet potato wedges. Oh, those are good too. Yeah. Do you recommend a second set for watercolor? Well, I have that. I have two sets, one in my watercolor set, one in my gouache. Like I these bags, I'll put like one together for watercolor and one for gouache so that I always have all my stuff ready to go at all times because I'm always forgetting things. And if I have to change out something in one of my setups, I forget it. It's a me problem. So that's what I do. I basically a long time ago, I kind of figured out that if I order two of all of my favorite art supplies, I never am without them when I go out, unless I drastically change something or repack a bag that I always take. Because the amount of times I've forgotten paper, that's a bad one. Um, Brushes, paint, like so many things over the years. It's just annoying, disappointing when you get there. It's like, really? Pie is super soft. Mmm. Outside is highly overrated. At night it is. When it's raining and cold and dark out, I just don't go out. I used to when I lived in Denver, I always went out and did things at night. Now I am totally a hermit as soon as the sun goes down. Actually, when we used to live in Inverness, I used to go to a ukulele group and it was at night and it was so hard to drag myself out of the house because like it's dark and cold and it's in the middle of winter. And I always loved it. I had a great time when I got there, but I don't know, I just changed. I'm changed now. Okay, y'all are making me hungry. I can't read anything about food. It's my stomach is grumbling. Did a 17-kilometer hike today. Wow. Yes. I appreciate every second of sunlight. And in the winter, I definitely make it a point to go out and get a bit of sun when it's there. Because we do often have times without sun, weeks. So, yeah. But like where we're moving to is so much more enjoyable, surrounded by nature. And I just have a feeling I'll be outside more, even if it's not the nicest day. There's way more hikes there. Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, going to class in the winter, that was always really hard, especially if it was night, a late class. But yeah, nowadays, I it's like once I'm home, I just want to be home. I don't want to leave. If I have something scheduled later in the day, I will just go out and stay out and won't go back home first because otherwise I'm like, I just know myself, not gonna want to leave. All right, this is the teeny tiny little study. Um, let's do a little tape peel. Oops. I think I will maybe do it again with like a different color palette, more of a blue in the shadows. I did more of a warm color palette. I just love being cozy inside, and my cats are here. Tea and coffee, music, knitting. Oh no, the paper. This paper tears really easily, so I always have to be careful. It's so tiny. It's like looking through a little window into another dimension. Well, that was fun. All right. No, we're not in the same area. That's one thing is I'm gonna miss the coast over here. I've been so lucky to have the coast this close. And soon I will be more in the mountains. But yeah, it's definitely different, but in a good way. Like they're both beautiful and wonderful in their own ways. So we're gonna be closer to the West Coast, which I love. Oh, I can't wait. It's such good energy over there. And the house is really old and has old character. And we're going to update a lot of stuff and make it our own, make it very custom, which is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to do that. I love DIY stuff. And I finally have an excuse to buy power tools. Closer to the Isle of Skye. Yeah. All the best stuff. I have seen rainbow acacia trees online. So does anyone have any final questions or yeah, I'll hang out for another like 10 minutes, just chat. Yay, power tools. We probably won't be bombarded by midges because we're not like on the West Coast, but we might have a few more than now. But we were there seeing it in, what was it, August? It was really warm, and if there were going to be midges, they would have been there that day, and barely anything. So I'm excited. Yeah, I have a lot of plans that I've been saving up for years, and I have to kind of rein it in a little bit. And I also know that I won't be able to do a lot of things for a long time. So for now, the plan is just to move in, um, just kind of get our main living spaces set up, maybe do a little DIY soon, like painting or I don't know, but not too much because we have a lot of like stuff we want to change. We want to redo all the wiring to make like the outlets and all of the stuff exactly how we want it, and we have electrician friends luckily that'll help us. We have just there's a lot to do and a lot of planning needs to go into it, like specific planning. Luckily, I have a degree in interior design, and I know how to use the design program, so I can make our plans. And that saves a lot of money, but it's just a lot of work, a lot of planning, a lot of measuring. So first line of an unlikely short story. When we lived in Inverness, I used to go to ukulele group. Yeah. How about this one? When we lived in Inverness, we used to go to a salsa group. Midges are like mosquitoes' evil big brother. They're actually mosquitoes' tiny little brother, but there's billions of them and they swarm you. They don't just come in one or two, it's like a whole swarm. So that's, oh, it's awful. That's why you see people with like the full head nets and the body nets outside in the Highlands, because they'll like go in your ears and up your nose and just they oh, it's horrible. They'll just swarm you. But they pretty much can't fly in over like I think it's like 6 mile an hour wind or something like that. I don't know. So if it's windy, you're fine. If it's cooler, it's usually better because they come out in the sun or in warmth, especially if you're near water or grasses, and if it's not windy. All right. Oh, I should probably cover this so that it doesn't dry out anymore. So okay, I think we're gonna end soon, and very excited to have these out in the world now. And hopefully, if you're watching this in the future, maybe there's a few units left you can buy. But just as a reminder, when I end the stream, the 5% discount code stops working. So just this is your 5-minute warning. They don't like you. Well, that's good. First time painting with me. Yay! Okay, so if you painted with me today and you're online, like social media or whatever, tag me and show me what you did. I would love to see it. Oh, sketches. Are you? Yeah, there you are. Did anyone casually dropping in ukulele interior design degree? Yeah, just those things. Did anyone tag you in like posts yesterday from our stream? I don't think I got tagged unless it's hidden somehow. I'm so bad at navigating Instagram. I should be better. But what was I gonna say? No, I don't know. I think I'm really hungry. You would start a hula group. Even when you stick it to your. Oh, Tracy, if you have a heat gun, if you heat up the tape before you peel it off, it's much quicker, much easier. Instagram should be better, not you. Ugh. I mean, besides YouTube, Instagram is my main social media outside of like Discord, which is kind of different, but I don't really use anything else. You have to check requests. Okay. Somewhere in the settings. I feel like they change where the things are in the settings, and I just always get lost in there. I think I have to like approve if someone tags me or something. I don't even know. But we also have a Discord chat that's really fun, and we hang out and we share art and chat about stuff. So that's a fun place to share if you want. I'm trying to think if I am gonna do. I can't figure out my schedule off the top of my head. Like, I'm gonna be doing my Patreon paint along next weekend, and I'm gonna try to edit a recap video of the 20-day painting challenge, which I just finished yesterday. So I'll probably have that video next weekend. Otherwise, that might be my last video for a little while, like a couple weeks, at least till after the holidays. Especially because I don't know when we're getting internet in the new place. But I mean, I'll kind of try to keep you guys posted. But it's all exciting. Oh, I can't wait. I'll have to have some kind of fun video be my first video at the new place. Ooh, I know. I should paint birds because there's some big trees right outside with tons of bird feeders in them. And the first thing I did when we got the keys is I filled all the bird feeders. And within seconds, the birds came back. And it had been vacant for a really long time. But they just must be, they live around there. So they knew the sound of the bird seed and they came like flocking back to the trees. And there's one bird there that's actually endangered, apparently. It's really beautiful. So I want to paint it. I want to paint some of the birds there. And I think I've only painted birds a couple times in my life. Question, are they okay for watercolor? Yes, absolutely. I use them interchangeably with watercolor and gouache because I kind of just switch between those two all the time. The main difference between this set and the last set, the smallest flat brush in the last set is replaced by this rigger brush, the little pointy one. And yes, the handles are nickel free now. And the pouch changed, the box design changed, that kind of stuff too. And the colors of these changed. So that's the main difference. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head out soon. I really appreciate all of you hanging out with me on this Sunday, especially during a different time when I usually don't stream. It's an early crowd, or maybe a really late crowd, depending where you live. But that was fun, and I definitely will do my best to kind of stay in touch over the next few weeks. Like, if you're on my newsletter, that's probably one of the best places to get like updates. Also, Instagram, I post stories a lot. I, again, don't know exactly my schedule here on YouTube over the next month, but I'll do my best. So, After the stream ends, the discount code won't work, but obviously the brushes are still going to be for sale. Thank you all so much for such a fun launch stream, and I will talk to you all soon online. So, yeah, thanks everyone. All right, bye.